Folks, it's Lindsay Hollis with SPS back in the building over at the MGM Grand Detroit, and we just had an amazing time. It was a Horatio Williams annual coaches forum. We had great coaches, and one of those great coaches is right here with us now representing Central State, Coach Travis Lewis. Coach, we appreciate you. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah. Well, first you threw me off, man. You had a 269 phone number, so you got ties to West Michigan, Lloyd Norris going back to high school?
Man, all over Michigan, from the Midwest all the way to the East Side. Spent a lot of time in Detroit throughout high school.
Yeah.
A lot of familiar coaches, familiar faces at the event tonight.
Yeah, you were shouting out Linwood up there too.
Man, hey,
yeah,
got a shout out to Linwood.
So talk about your rise, Coach, to be in this role, to be at Central State right now as a head basketball coach.
Man, my rise has been extremely humbling. We mentioned it up there. I didn't get into the details of my story, and I at some point I'm like, man, I probably should have said it.
You can say it now.
I was a two-sport athlete at Eastern Michigan. Played football and basketball. But the unique part about that story is that I was a walk-on. Like at Eastern Michigan, when you walk in, there's the main football locker room, and then there's one off to the back. Right? I was in that one off to the back. I showed up to the first practice with number 47 on.
So who wear 47? What position is that?
Hey, I don't know.
That was
the one that was available. So I was a receiver with number 47 on. By the time we got to our first game, I had number 17 on. So my journey has always began with a chip on my shoulder. Trying to prove myself. I'd never played football until I was a sophomore in high school. Basketball was always my love, but I was better at football. Yeah. So because of that, I was wise enough and I had good mentorship around me to say, take that journey. And through that journey, and at the end of my graduating Eastern Michigan, I was a 3-year starter on the basketball team, a 4-year starter on the football field, 7 video games. Like, man, it was amazing, right? I was on top of the world. And then I pursued the professional athletics, and it didn't go as well. And that's when life started to kick in. So my head coach, Coach Charles Ramsey, phenomenal mentor to me. He was like, "You'll be a better coach than player." So I came back.
Well, let's go back to that. How did that hit you when he said that then?
Well, at the point of where I was at in life, I don't think it truly hit me in a disrespectful manner, but a manner of value. Right. One of the things that hurts me a lot because of my passion and my enthusiasm to be able to do anything athletically, people are like, man, you just play hard. I don't just play hard. Like, I was a great defensive rebounder. I shot 43% from 3 from the field. Right? I guarded the best players. I was an elite lockdown defender. Like, give me those tangible attributes. Don't just say I play hard. Because now you are going at the character of my game, which I put so much time, energy, and effort into.
Taking the value away from it.
So, but I was able to remember those lessons of things that I had now as I approach and how I communicate with my current student athletes.
Yeah, I bet.
So, but after being a GA for a year, I went on to do junior college for 3 years, and I was fortunate to be an interim head coach for 6 months. Signed a bunch of kids. One went to Miami, Florida. A couple went to Marshall. So I had a very good first recruiting class, and it was fun. I'm like, man, I could actually do this.
Yeah. Was that interim?
That was interim.
Was it anxiety based?
Because it was so long. Like, I went from December to August where I was fully in control. And I actually interviewed for the job, and they gave it to a guy that was same age as me, same conference, assistant at Mott, right? So he came over, and they had gave me a promotion to be the assistant AD, and they said, you can't be the head AD and the head coach. Which one do you want to choose? Well, having a son at the time, it was best to choose the most financially stable situation. So I elected to stay on. I worked with Coach Clark for a year, and then I said, I really want to be in a head coaching chair. And I never want anybody to give me the example of you don't have head coaching experience. So then I went on to coach for 9 years, which at the time in my mind it was going to be a 2 or 3 year plan, right? And it was at a all-boys Catholic school, $15,000 a year to go there. So I was like, I'm going to operate this like it's a college. From my recruiting plan to my X's and O's to player development, everything. And I really grew. Like, that's when I grew as a coach.
Right.
But there were obstacles that I had to overcome.
Right.
It was a 97% white institution. I was the only black teacher in the building. The only African Americans that were in the building were the players that I recruited academically to go there. So I learned how to maneuver rooms that I wasn't socially accepted in all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was a big growth standpoint. And then
obviously something you probably help your student athletes with now.
That is the backbone of the community service piece that we do as a program. Like I tell recruits, there are certain things that you're going to do that's going to help me advance. But there are certain things that I'm going to do that has no benefit to me. It's going to solely benefit your ability to be successful in life. If that's a degree, if that's learning how to talk, if that's learning how to treat women, whatever it may be, we go through those scenarios and situations throughout the totality of the year.
I like that.
Because I've been in those unique rooms, right? But when after 9 years, I was like, all right, I'm ready to take the leap. Like, if I could do it for a decade, I had been doing real estate. I was making a lot of money doing multiple things, but I knew coaching wanted to be the passion. Coach Dennis Gates, who played at Cal for Coach Ramsey, he called me randomly. When George Floyd died, I jumped on his platform and I talked about what it was to be a black man in America with a bunch of doctors and lawyers from ProMedica, like a really big medical institution in Toledo, because they had no genuine relationships with a black man. Right, so we would talk like, how do I get pulled over by the police, to the things that I may face just walking into the grocery store, right? And we had candid conversations, so that really grew, and it had people want to see me grow. So when Coach Gates called, he said, I got an opportunity, I got a chance to watch one of your presentations. I think you can be special. Now, the part about that special that he's seen in me, I went from making about $105K a year to making $30K. So I took a bet on myself, and I took a $75,000 pay cut. And for me, that was, again, going back to being that wide receiver, it was the chip on my shoulder betting on myself.
And you know that you can do it despite the odds.
Man, despite it.
I'm inspired by that. You talked about so many things with these prevalent issues in college sports, NIL, the portal, and you're in a unique situation because you're sitting next to probably one of the biggest donors, whether it's Michigan State, or whatever, and you're talking about making things work. What did you take from this, and what do you felt that you may have given this audience as well?
I think the thing that I took from it is just more knowledge towards the NIL era at a Power 5 level, at a Michigan State, right? Even the coach from UD Mercy talked about, well, how do I get 10% of a contract when you take a player that I developed so well? Like, that was a great point that you can put into conversations to build an NIL package and contracts for these student athletes at a lower level. I think what I was able to give is just the dynamic of, is a method for everyone to take advantage of the landscape.
Say that again.
There's a method for everyone to take advantage of the landscape.
I don't know why that just penetrated so much. So in other words, quote unquote, chill out. It's a way that everybody can better benefit this. And maybe that keeps you sane a little bit, right?
Well, it motivates me to recruit student athletes that have been around and their teammate may be getting $100K in NIL and they're not. Well, come play at this institution, have a chip on your shoulder, produce the numbers necessary to go back up. And what we do in our program is that we research the players at the Division II level that will get NIL this summer. And we'll put those graphics together, we'll put those numbers and those analytics together, and then let our student athletes know, if you want to go up, this is how you do it. Right? This is the method. A lot of times people tell us what to do, but they don't tell us how to do it.
How to do that. You've done a great job in this role, and I think you stood your ground. Not that you were trying to quote unquote compete with this, but you brought a level of substance just like everybody else did. What does someone need to know about playing and the opportunity to play at Central State?
The opportunity to play comes with, man, do you love this or do you have a strong liking for it? Because at Central State is a lifestyle. It's what we do every day. Like, I got a 13-year-old boy, I got an 11-year-old boy, I got a 2-year-old boy. My wife is top 10 scoring at the University of Michigan history. The fabric of our family was built off of athletics. So it'll be 9 o'clock at night and our guys will be going to the gym and they'll knock on the apartment and my 11-year-old will be running out to go get shots up. Right, so you got to like it a whole lot or you got to love it. Right? But when it comes to what you get out of being a Marauder, you're going to come in one way and you're going, I'm not letting any of our guys fail. And I don't really know what success for each individual person looks like. Right? Is that 20 and 10? Is that learning how to manage your emotional intelligence? Is that, man, knowing how to organize academics? Is that being the first person in your family to get a degree? Whatever that may be, we're going to be transparent and communicating to make sure that you leave successful.
Coach, you hit the nail right on the head. We're very appreciative. You gonna hang out with us for a little while too?
I'm gonna be here.
You gonna be here?
Yeah.
You gonna be here? Well, we're gonna keep an eye. We want to keep supporting. Is there anything else you want to share before we let you go?
No, I'm extremely grateful for this situation.
We believe that you're
right. I'm extremely grateful. Man, 3 or 4 years ago, you'd never imagine that I'd have the opportunity to sit on the stage with such big dogs that I had a chance to sit on the stage with, and to gain and grow from those guys, grow from the people in this room, and be able to be affiliated with the Horatio Williams Foundation and everything that you guys are doing is beyond measurable in my gratitude.
Yeah, well, I just want to add, in 3 or 4 years, when you making moves, I'm like, Coach, you remember us from the Horatio Williams Foundation? You can be like, well, who?
Nah, I'm tied in every year, baby. You might as well give me a room. I'm here for the duration.
Hey,
for the
we
duration.
appreciate it, and everybody appreciate you too. Job well done, okay?
Thank you.
Hey, Central State is in the building. With that being said, Lindsey Hustle, SPS. We'll see you next time. Peace.